Hello my friends, and welcome to another video. I'm Jeanette with Vivo Vintage Designs. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how I made this really pretty and very elegant Christmas card. It's very simple. Anybody can do this. This is perfect for the beginner. So I'm going to be putting a mat on my card. You know I love my mats. And I showed you the white one, and what I did was I traced it onto my watercolor paper because I wanted to make sure that I didn't go beyond the opening of the mat. So I traced it on the watercolor paper, and then I used a fine liner to write the word Noel. And although I'm using core paints, these are paints that I had just left over on my palette from a previous painting. Of course, you can use whatever paint you have. And after I drew in my letters, I'm using a kneadable eraser to erase the pencil lines. And I have two very small brushes. These are silver black velvet in a size 0 and a size 4. Right now I'm using the size 4, and what I'm going to do is, using the tip of the brush, I'm going to create this long kind of branch, and then I'm going to paint these tiny little leaves. And you can see there's nothing difficult about this. I'm just using the very tip of the brush to create the shape of a leaf. And I'm going to go around each letter, and I'm going to add a little branch here and there, and then add the leaves as well. And of course, you don't have to use the word Noel. You can write joy, Merry Christmas, whatever you have the space to write in your card. And you can add holly or mistletoe, whatever you like. I'm going to show you the basics, and then you can get as carried away as you like with embellishing. Of course, after I finished the card, I started getting even more ideas. I thought, you know, I could add a gold border with some markers, and I kept it simple, but I can see that I'll be creating more of these cards and embellishing with the gold and the silver and the red, but this one I'm going to keep very simple. So I went around and I added these simple branches using the size 4 brush. Now I am switching over to the size 0, and I'm going to create some pine branches. So using brown, this is Van Dyke brown, I'm creating the branches and then smaller branches off of the main branch, and I'm going to continue doing that for every letter. Now be sure to stick around till the end of the video for a picture of the finished painting, because I started off thinking that I was going to use the white mat, but I decided that I liked the way the black mat looked better. I thought it made it look a little bit more elegant, and it turned out really nice. Now if you don't have mats, you can simply cut your card a little bit smaller and then adhere it to a piece of black paper or even red paper, and then attach that to your card. That would be really pretty as well. You don't have to use a mat. So again, using the size 0 silver black velvet brush, I'm going into the lighter green, and I'm just flicking my wrist to create these, or rather flicking the brush to create the pine needles. It's really easy. And I'm using a couple of different greens just so that it gives it a little bit of depth and it doesn't look too boring. Using the different colors gives it a little bit more depth. It makes it more interesting. I really like the way it looks when you don't even have to use 3 different greens, just 2 different greens will do it. And now I did speed this up a little bit, but this card took me, I think it was 12 minutes to make. So it was really quick and easy, and it's almost like giving an additional gift when you create a card yourself and give it to someone. All the cards that I make in my videos, I end up giving to my children for the holidays, and they always love to see what I painted for them this year. So now I've switched over to the darker green, and I'm just going in between the previous pine needles and adding a little bit here and there of the darker ones. And you can see how it makes it stand out a little bit more, gives it a little bit more depth. And then for the next step, I know that pine trees do not have berries on them. They have pine cones. But I wanted to bring a little bit of red into the painting, so I decided to add some berries to my little pine branches. So I'm using the color, I'll be using the color magenta for that, but use whatever red you have in your palette. And now I thought that my first little branch of leaves looked a little bit boring, so I picked up a little bit of the darker green and I just added a vein to the center of each of the leaves using the size 0 brush. And now just using the tip of the brush, I'm adding a few little berries here and there, and I really thought that it made it pop a little bit more. This would be really cute with holly and holly berries. But I thought this turned out really cute. So then I put my white mat on it, and I really didn't like the way it looked. Especially because the paper is not white, pure white. It's almost like a cream color, which I like, but with the white mat, I did not like the way it looked. So of course, I had to play with it. Well, we're getting to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. Check the description box for products used, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!